My name is Julene Robinson, and I identify as a goddess. My pronouns are she, her, but I am a bad bitch, goddess, extraordinaire, Miss Ayo granddaughter. In Jamaica, where I'm from, my skin is always out. Because it's so hot, we're always wearing strapless. I'm always touching people. Because you're touching people on the bus, you're touching people in buildings, you're touching people everywhere. There's always this physical contact that isn't necessarily sexual. But because you are making physical, intimate contact with another human being, feeling them, there is a non-sexual sensuality that is embedded in that. And I think because of that, when I'm in Jamaica, I'm very, like, my sensuality and my sexuality is very at the surface. Even if it's not playing a part in the moment, it's just there. Here, because I wear so much clothes because it's cold all the time, because people don't touch each other in the train, even though the central line is ram, people don't touch each other. There is not a contact or an acknowledgement of contact with people in the trains. People here also don't look at each other, so there's not that intimacy or connections with people looking in their eyes just because to say, "Ooh, I see you," and it doesn't mean I see you, you look hot. It's I just see you. Okay, cool. And there is that reassurance, oh, I'm a human being, you're a human being, and we just validated that truth together, and that is sensual in its tenderness. Okay, so a couple months ago, I read this book called Intimacy Activism. Is it what it's called? Don't quote me on that. But it's a book about intimacy and the activism surrounding intimacy and the different kinds of intimacy, and learning how being intimate with yourself and with your community and with people and in your relationships is a form of revolutionary radical act, which I never really thought about before, and I never needed to think about it like that before. But because of my experience here, I realized that I am starved of certain kinds of intimacy. And then I started to have these Sunday night self-romances. I can't believe it, Daniel. So I started to, like, when I get home, I light some candles. I do the aromatherapy. Fragrances are everywhere. Mood light, candles. And I legitimately romance myself. And then I would engage with my body, non-sexually as well as sexually. And the book also talks about sometimes some of us don't even know that we have different parts of our body that can elicit sexual feelings. And it's fun to discover those bits. She also mentioned in the book as well that, you know, it's possible for people to come to full orgasm just from nipple play. Never happened to me. So I was like, ooh, let's discover that. So that's typically what I try to imbue into my Sunday nights. So then I wake up to a new week spending intimate time with Julene.